The man who changed the universe, the extraordinary life of Sir Isaac Newton. Just imagine, guys, a world without gravity, no satellites orbiting Earth, no space missions, no modern engineering, no understanding of how planets move through space. One man transformed humanity's understanding of the universe more than almost anyone before him. A quiet child born in a small English village grew into one of history's greatest scientists. His discoveries laid the foundation of modern physics, mathematics, and astronomy. This is the incredible story of Sir Isaac Newton, a child born against the odds. The story begins on January 4th, 1643, in the tiny village of Woolsthorpe, England. Isaac Newton entered the world under tragic circumstances. His father, also named his Isaac Newton, had died 3 months before his birth. Newton was born so small and weak that relatives believed he would not survive the night. His mother later recalled that he was tiny enough to fit inside a quart-sized mug. Against every expectation, the fragile infant survived. But tragedy struck again. When Isaac was only 3 years old, his mother remarried and moved away, leaving him with his grandmother. The young boy felt abandoned. Many historians believe this loneliness deeply shaped his personality. He became quiet, reserved, and spent much of his childhood alone. Instead of playing with other children, Newton built miniature windmills, sundials, water clocks, and mechanical toys. His curiosity seemed endless. Even as a child, he constantly asked one question: why? The young inventor, Newton attended the King's School in Grantham. At first, he wasn't considered an exceptional student. In fact, he ranked near the bottom of his class. Everything changed after another student challenged him. Determined to prove himself, Newton studied relentlessly. Soon, he became the school's top student. Outside the classroom, his imagination flourished. He designed kites carrying lanterns that frightened villagers into believing they had seen ghosts in the night sky. He carefully observed weather patterns, and he also measured the strength of storms. He filled notebooks with sketches and calculations. Every object around him became a scientific experiment. His mind had begun seeing the world differently. Cambridge University. In 1661, Newton entered Trinity College, Cambridge. Europe was experiencing a scientific revolution. Galileo had changed astronomy. Johannes Kepler had explained planetary motion. René Descartes had introduced new mathematical ideas. Newton absorbed everything. He spent countless nights reading books far beyond the university curriculum. While other students socialized, Newton worked in silence. His notebooks became filled with mathematical formulas, scientific questions, and revolutionary ideas. Professors soon recognized his extraordinary talent. Yet, no one could have imagined what would happen next. The Plague Years. In 1665, disaster struck England. The Great Plague swept across the country. Cambridge University closed its doors. Students returned home. Newton went back to Woolsthorpe Manor for almost 2 years. He worked completely alone. Those lonely months became the most productive period in scientific history. Without teachers and without any laboratories, without modern technology, Newton developed revolutionary ideas that changed humanity forever. He invented calculus, he developed the foundations of modern physics, he explored the nature of light, he began understanding gravity. Many historians call these 2 years his annus mirabilis, his miraculous years, the apple and gravity. Perhaps no scientific story is more famous than Newton and the falling apple. Did an apple really hit him on the head? Probably not. According to Newton himself, he simply watched an apple fall from a tree. That simple event sparked an extraordinary question. Why do apples always fall downward? Why don't they move sideways or upward? If Earth pulls apples towards itself, could the Earth pull the moon? Could the same invisible force control everything in the universe? This idea became the law of universal gravitation. Newton realized that every object attracts every other object. The force depends on mass and distance. Suddenly, The motion of falling apples, the tides, the planets, the moon all followed the same universal law. One simple observation connected heaven and earth. The science of motion. Newton's next breakthrough was equally revolutionary. He explained how objects move. These ideas became known as Newton's three laws of motion. The first law states an object remains at rest or continues moving unless acted upon by an external force, whereas the second law explains the relationship between force, mass, and acceleration. This became the famous equation: force equals mass times acceleration, F equals ma. The third law became one of science's most famous principles: for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. These three simple laws became the foundation of engineering: cars, aircrafts, spacecrafts, robots. Almost every modern machine depends on Newton's discoveries, the book that changed the world. In 1687, Newton published one of history's greatest scientific books. Its Latin title was Philosophiae Naturalis Principia Mathematica, known simply as the Principia or the Principia. Inside its pages were mathematical explanations for gravity, motion, planetary orbits, and the mechanics of the universe. Scientists across Europe were astonished. Many called it the greatest scientific work ever written. Even centuries later, Albert Einstein admired Newton's achievements. For over 200 years, Newton's laws perfectly explained the physical world. Only in the 20th century did Einstein explain them through relativity. Yet, even today, Newton's equations remain essential for everyday engineering and space exploration. Here comes Newton's other discoveries. Newton's genius extended far beyond gravity. He proved that white sunlight contains all the colors of the rainbow using glass prism. He also demonstrated how light separates into different colors. He invented the reflecting telescope. Unlike older telescopes, Newton's design used mirrors instead of lens. Modern observatories still use versions of this design. Newton also spent years studying chemistry, alchemy, history, and religion. Although some of these studies never became major scientific breakthroughs, they revealed the incredible range of his curiosity. His mind never stopped searching. His honors and final years. Newton eventually became one of England's most respected figures. He served as president of the Royal Society as well. He worked as master of the Royal Mint, helping improve England's currency and fighting counterfeiters. In 1705, Queen Anne knighted him. From that day forward, he became known as Sir Isaac Newton. He remained active in science until his final years. On March 31st, 1727, Newton passed away at the age of 84. He was buried in Westminster Abbey, an honor reserved for Britain's greatest citizens. Isaac Newton once said, "If I have seen further, it is by standing on the shoulders of giants." Yet today, millions recognize that Newton himself became one of those giants. From a lonely child in rural England to the scientist who unlocked the laws of the universe, his discoveries continue to shape every modern civilization. Every satellite launched into space, every bridge constructed, every aircraft that flies, every physics classroom carries a part of Newton's legacy. His life reminds us that curiosity can change the world. Sometimes one question, asked by one determined mind, can transform humanity forever. If you enjoyed this documentary, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. Tell us in the comments which of Isaac Newton's discoveries amazes you the most. Thank you for watching, and we will see you in the next documentaries.